Hey, what is up, guys? So a bunch of new cards came out, and some of them are pretty good, and there is a new archetype that is going to be showcased here. So we got the Predator Plants, and there's a new Goddess card in the game that is actually pretty strong. It almost reminds me of Powers as far as the artwork goes. But anyways, yeah, let's go and check them out, and then we'll talk a little bit about some of these new cards coming out in the game. But anyways, the first one over here is going to be the Goddess Tyria. So that is actually pretty cool that we got a new like boss monster, and any deck can tactically run it. It's pretty interesting, but once it comes out, I'll show you guys its effect, because its effect is actually pretty dang good if you can pull it off. A little bit difficult for some decks to pull off, but in other decks, like, you can throw this card out pretty easy. But he's going to go ahead and synchro out 4 days. He can technically deck out his opponent if he continuously goes for these synchro plays, like you can see over here. Omega is just too dang good. With comboing that with like Level Eater, you always have things to level eat off of, and then you can make that monster go away. But I mean, overall, yeah, I'm pretty sure the better play would be not to be making the new Tyria Goddess of Rebirth. But it's just fun to make some of these new cards, and it's also disrespect to your opponent. Let them know that you don't even need to win that turn, because watch what happens over here. It's like a fiber jar. We're talking some crazy band effects here, because if you guys didn't remember, like, fiber jar was one of the nastiest cards to run into. You could be ahead the whole game, and then this card comes out and is like, oh, yo, just shuffle everything, reset the entire duel. But your opponent starts out with nothing except for the one card that they draw into. So here's one of the new cards, Tyria Goddess of Rebirth. So let's go ahead and go over its effect real quick now that you guys seen it in action. Pretty much once it gets summoned, 99% of the time you're going to win. There's very few decks that can top deck one card that's going to let you out this 34 attackers. But anyways, so it can't be normal summon or set. It's got to be first special summon from your hand by shuffling 10 other cards with different names from your hand and or field into the deck or extra deck. And it can't be special summoned by other ways. This card's special summon cannot be negated, and if this card is special summon, shuffle all other cards from both players' hands, field, and graveyard, and face up pendulum monsters from both players' extra deck into the deck. Cards and effects cannot be activated in response to this card's activation. So basically, you summon this, it's going through. Your opponent's losing everything, you're losing everything, but you have a 34 attacker, pretty much. That's puts them at a point where it's like, okay, I attack once, okay, your turn goes. If they don't answer this within 2 turns, you win the game. And you have 2 cards to answer this. Now, this card doesn't exactly protect itself other than the turn it's summoned. But other than that, yeah, that's Tyria, the Goddess of Rebirth. Pretty cool card. And his opponent just quits out here. We got some other crazy replays. So the first one that I want to share with you guys after that one is going to be the Predator Plants. A lot of people are looking forward to this because not only do plants have some decent support, Furry and Storm is still a great card, but heck, in the side deck, this could be a really nasty card to run because you can destroy your opponent's plant monster, and then you get to also draw a card. And if you combo that with like DNA Transplant, you gotta turn everything into plants anyways. So even in the, I guess, mirror match, more than likely people will be siding out DNA Transplant. But you looking at this field, I would assume that, okay, this guy's got decent amount of advantage. But you know, he's got that Twin Twister. Gonna go ahead and get rid of the back row. We got the Soul Charge activated. Gonna get back the double Titanial. Titanial is still one of the stronger cards in the game. It saw a lot of play back in the plant Synchro era days, because it was just a good card. A lot of people just played like one Titanial. It was a relatively strong push, like turn 1, just to go Titanial, set like a couple cards in the back row. But yeah, you were able to, it was almost like, I want to say that they negate anything back in the day. It didn't negate anything, so to speak, but it was a really powerful card. It had a good attack, and if anything would target a card or cards on the field, just go ahead and get rid of that card. Really decent card, although you would have to tribute one face-up plant-type monster, so it wasn't as free as, like, you know, Cyber Dragon Infinity or some of the other cards that we've gotten today. But you can see over here, he was able to put the Predator Plant counters on his opponent, and then from there, he's able to actually fusion using their stuff. So a lot of decks will have these problematic cards, but if you go ahead and put those Predator Plant tokens on them, you can actually just get rid of them by using them as material. Now this is kind of funny over here. He activates the Charge of the Light Brigade, and he actually mills his only target, so he doesn't even get to get anything off of it, so rip him. But nonetheless, yeah, I just wanted to show you guys if there's like a problematic card, you can kind of deal with it with some of the new Predator Plant stuff. But next up, we got it versus Despots over here. So again, it's just showing off some of the newer cards that I think a lot of you guys will be interested in trying out yourself. But at the moment, Predator Plants look like they're an okay archetype. I don't want to say that they're going to be like hands down tier 1, but they got a few cards up their sleeve that is going to be pretty relevant. We already have the new virus card. Obviously, they can make good use of that. And we have the Plant Chimera, which is a really strong card. I want to say this deck right now is definitely one of the top, like, 20-ish decks. I think there's a lot of decks that are relatively decent, but they're just not on the same level as the ABC deck. But anyways, Catastor is summoned over here, but it's not going to really matter too much at the end of the day, because this card, it's just going to ruin like most decks, because this is basically 4,500 attack, because it's going to reduce their attack, and then you're going to gain attack, and then like once per turn you just could go ahead and just banish a monster that's a lower level than it. Really, really good card indeed. And some of the other stuff in the Predator Plants, which we will showcase off right here in this quick little duel, is that the levels matter in this deck. Like you can see, it's kind of funny over here. He goes for a first turn Prisma, and then is able to go for a Dedication through Light and Darkness, go for a Dark Magician of Chaos, then he's going to add back the Pot of Cupidity, or Desires, and all he needs to summon is this Predator Plant Fly Hell, which of course will have its name changed in the TCG. But look at that, he's just able to attack over a Dark Magician of Chaos with a little small monster, and plus it also changes its level, which can be used for, I don't know, Metal Reflex Slime, you go for the rank 10 trains, Plant Trains, I don't know, like, you can do a lot of crazy stuff. Look at level 16, where's the calculator up in here, man? I want to see some crazy mix-ups. So yeah, it's pretty cool just to see, like, these small little monsters be able to deal with powerful things. But yeah, that's just a showcase of these smaller monsters in the game. But we also have a really cool replay over here, showing off Starved Venom Dragon, which I guess is part of the Predator Plants, maybe from the anime or something like that. You guys let me know if it's like from the anime. I haven't actually seen anything. I mean, I watched a few of the 5Ds. There's some questionable stuff in that show, but I watched a little bit of the original, mostly the abridged series. But I want to say like the Starved Venom stuff. Venom and plants are kind of I feel like they should go together, but nonetheless, pretty strong first turn play. He's got a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, he's got the Ultimate Soken, he's also got the Mass Hero Dark Law. He goes ahead and makes those hazy tokens over there, and then he's going to activate that Fusion Substitute and go for the first of the Dragons, which is actually a really defensive card. Some decks just don't have an out to this card. If you guys haven't seen this card, it's for 2 normal monsters, and it cannot be destroyed by battle except by battle with a normal monster, and it's unaffected by other monster effects. So that's a really nasty card to run. So you basically need spell and traps to get rid of this card for most decks, because yeah, it's unaffected by other monster effects, and on top of that, you have to have a normal monster, which most decks just don't have. But he goes ahead and makes the Utopia Lightning, and he attacks into it, and I think maybe he thought he could get over it somehow. I don't know. It's supposed to negate the effects, even though this is like a continuous effect. Anyways, it's this. Your opponent can't activate cards or effects, but it's again a continuous effect, like Marshmelons can't be destroyed by battle, or Spirit Reaper can't be destroyed by battle, those kind of effects. But anyways, he's going to go ahead and try to absorb Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Is going to go ahead and negate that. He's going to summon the Predator Plant King 2 over here, which is going to allow him to fusion summon the Starved Venom Dragon. Then he's going to go ahead and activate its effect, and then he's just going to go ahead and one-shot, one-punch man that guy. Really crazy comeback over here with the Predator Plant Blackwing Synchros. I don't know, it seems like it's a pretty crazy deck. Like, looking at this field, you would have thought for sure this guy was going to lose, but Predator Plant's pretty dang cool. But anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and just kind of go over some of the newer cards. I'm going to go ahead and move the cam over here so it's in the correct position. Alright, so some of the new cards that we haven't talked about. So we have the All-Consuming Glutton over here. So it's a new card. Most of these are coming out in Raging Tempest, by the way. But anyways, so it's a level 1 Dark Fiend type monster, and its attack and defense are question mark. It says this card cannot be normal summoned or set. This card must be special summoned from your hand by banishing 5 or more cards face down from your hand or your side of the field, and or from your extract, and can't be special summoned in any other way. It reminds me of that Goddess card. But anyways, this card gains 100 attack and defense for each banished face down card. So, you know, Pod Desires, wow, great support, right? And then this card cannot be attributed or be used as a material monster for a fusion, synchro, or exceed. Once printed, if this card battles an opponent's monster during the start of damage step, you can banish that opponent's monster face down. That's an amazing effect. Really, really, really good card. But anyways, yeah, let me know if you guys have any combos with this. I mean, I think it works well with Pod Desires. I mean, at the end of the day, that's at least 1100 attack, right? About, oh, I guess it'd be, you're managing, what, 10, so then it's actually 1000, because it's gaining 108 for each one. But I don't think it's, like, too bad, but I like this effect. It's just, bam, just gonna go ahead and banish that. Really good effect. And then we have Super Soldier Origin, so it's a ritual spell card that should be used for any Blackluster soldier, and you can only activate one of them per turn. You send to the graveyard 2 monsters whose total levels equal exactly 8, 1 from the hand and 1 from the deck, either of them light and the other dark, and ritual summon Blackluster ritual monster from your hand or graveyard after that. I really wish it was from the deck as well. That'd be really cool. It'd be much better, but that's still definitely very good to be able to send a light or dark to the graveyard, your choice. So this has a little bit of potential to actually give the Blackluster archetype a little bit more support, but I don't think it's quite there. You guys let me know if you guys feel like it's going to be really, really good. And then there's the Tyria, the Goddess of Rebirth, which we just saw. So basically, you gotta have this summoning condition of shuffling 10 other cards with different names, and then you get to shuffle everything back, and then you get to have a 3400 meter, which we already saw in action. And then we have some support for the Skull Servant. So anyways, it's level 3, it's a white princess, 1600 attack. This card name becomes Skull Servant while it's in the graveyard. This card is normal or special. You can send 1 white prince from your deck to the graveyard. During the place turn, you can send this card from your hand or face up from your field to the graveyard. For the rest of the turn, each monster on the field loses attack and defense equal to its level and rank times 300. Now, I feel like the thing that we really need to do is to be able to make it so that Skull Servant is, whatever card gains the bonus deck damage, it needs to be able to protect itself, being immune to more things. I think that's really what we need in this deck. But overall, it's great to see that an older archetype is getting some support. Next up, we have the Predator Plant King 2. That's what we'll call him. But anyways, it's got really mediocre stats. But the main effect of it is you can only use the second effect once per turn. But the first effect is when you use a monster with a Predator counter as fusion material, treat the attribute as dark. And the second effect is during your main phase, you can activate this effect to fusion summon 1 dark fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters in your hand, monsters you control, and or monsters with Predator counters your opponent controls. So you're able to, again, just like we saw in the video, use your opponent's monsters as material. And then next up, we got another new card. It's called Heavy Armored Train Iron Wolf. So anyways, rank 4, it requires 2 level 4 machine type monsters. Once per turn, you can attach a material from this card, then you can target 1 machine type monster you control during this turn. Other monsters you control, other monsters can't attack, but that monster can attack directly. If this card in your possession is destroyed by opponent's card, by battle or card effect, you add 1 level 4 machine type monster from your deck to your hand. So it's not too bad of a card. And then we finally have the Envoy of Chaos, so it's like a little Blackluster card over here. So level 4, and during either player's battle phase, you can discard this card, target 1 Blackluster soldier or a Gaia the Fierce Knight monster, and gains 1500 attack until the end of this turn. This turn, any monster that battles it attack becomes its original attack during damage calc only. During the end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can banish 1 light and 1 dark monster from your graveyard to add this card from your graveyard to your hand. So it looks like we're getting more support for Blackluster Soldier. How good is it? You guys let me know how you guys feel about it. I think it's too mediocre to be like high tier, but it's definitely in the right direction that we're getting some support for those archetypes. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you guys give the like button a titty slap, and thanks always for you guys sending in those awesome replays. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'm signing out.